Hello and welcome to the next episode of this series, which is all about this Lego room and of course my life. Now the last upload did not go to plan. As you can see with the overlay, I smashed the Rivendell. I picked it up from that table over there, I put it onto this table over here and it basically exploded on itself. So we spent the whole of the last upload trying to fix it by photo, which was a bit of a pain. But this is where we got to. So this is what we've done. The whole plan was to actually base plate, well, everywhere. So we've done all of this. So this is looking neat and tidy. And then that was supposed to be sorted out in the last upload, which just didn't happen. So we are an hour or two on from that catastrophic mess. I've had time to think a little bit. The same video is still rendering in the background because that file is 28.99 gigabytes big. That is going to be one long file because it's all to do with the Batman. So we have got the Batman artwork up, we've got the Joker bit in, we've made a little nice display. But there's still a lot more to happen over there with the 66 to be added and all that kind of thing when that comes out. This side is basically the bit that is done. So the loop coast and all that kind of thing, that is in and done. If we get chance and opportunity and I do not smash all of the Harry Potter stuff in this upload, we will try and clear those tables at the top and get the base plates down, because I have got a huge wad of base plates ready to start making up some bits and pieces, and I just hope that I don't drop that off its stand. I might try and do it a slightly different way and see if I can get creative with it. So with that being said, let's get to it. So the first thing I want to do is have a bit of a tweak with this. It looks nice, it looks okay, it will grow on me. I think it was just one of those that I've basically just quickly thrown together, but I think I can make it work a little bit better because it's supposed to be a theme park, but I still want it to flow. Now, talking of flow water, this is the water bit from here. Now, what I want to do is, I think if I took that bit out, spun that bit around, I've just lost a lily pad. We've not started well on this one whatsoever. So get that back off and put that on. Get on there, like so. If I then push this all the way down to the end, I think, yes, that would look better. So that's now squished in. That is good. That is good. And then this bit here can come over into there, and that looks a lot better with regards to what I can do with this, because I want to get the water off down the side, and there's going to be a water base plate just there, which will then link into the water from the Harry Potter. So that actually does look quite nice from that side now. So you can see what I've tried to do with all of the extra trees and everything around it, so I can get some nice photos. And then as you pan through it, because it is supposed to be a park, hopefully that now gives you the feel of a park feel for the Rivendell on that side. But now it does give us a bit more space over on this. So what we can do is, obviously we can zigzag a nice path in. There's some bits and pieces that we can do, which I will attack later when we add the minifigures in. But I think with regards to getting the water in there, I think that will work quite well. Obviously what I can easily do is just move all of these that are at the front. We can just throw them at the back and actually put them beside the actual Snow White cottage, so that could work a treat. But what I want to do is carry on base plating. Now we are going to be adding in, I think, some blue base plates. So we have got some base plates here to add. So we are going to be adding those in, which we will put one there, maybe another one just here. That is a beautiful, beautiful blue. Now what obviously I am going to try and do is leave a wraparound for the alleyway. So we will have to try and come out with an idea of getting some more tiles and base plates and things on there, because that is going to be, I think, about the right space on the back for the Gringotts Bank, I think. Obviously until the set arrives, I don't know, but I think 3 base plates of blue would work quite nice. And then I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with regards to, do I have this kissing or what do I do with it? But I just wanted to get the blue in to see what it looked like. I think it would be better if they were touching rather than just completely separate. And obviously we can carry on with the blue going into that. It was the plan of me actually adding in, well, moving the water over to that side, so at least we've got some linkage. So you've got the park, because obviously it's Jurassic Park, but it's actually supposed to be a park So it's actually where you can actually sit down and eat and all that kind of thing within our theme park area. And even from here with the red, I think that looks quite nice with regards to the photo. So from basically the back of the Winnie the Pooh onwards, I think that now does look quite nice. We've got all the different height with the different trees from the different sets. That does look a little bit lost for itself now in the corner. So that might, and that will, well, they will. They'll be tweaked, but they'll be tweaked at a later date. Now, talking of tweaked, I've got to get this onto a blue base plate, which is not going to be easy, I don't think. Now, if I can just pick the whole thing up like I've done in the past, with it on, I think I moved it with the Joker thing on. I can't remember. I'm a bit paranoid now after dropping the other one. So, will this move? I'm not saying anything. Can't see what I'm doing. I'm hitting something. I've nearly dropped that. Of course I'm hitting that, aren't I? Oh, idiots. Right, we'll try again. Because this, the feet on this go corner to corner as a base plate. But when you move the bottom, it's not the same. Now I'm hitting the roof. So this is why it's a disaster series. There's nothing, anything I touch, it doesn't work. Nothing. So let me move this, because I am paranoid. I am going to drop this now, and I do not want to sum up my Saturday repairing everything, because I am an absolute moron. I didn't even see those pieces there, so that's not going to help. So we're now stuck on the roof. And we're stuck on the Allen key that I've just put those cabinets together with, honestly. Come on. Oh, for God. Right. So what I've done is, I'm an idiot, but I honestly despise moving stuff on base plates, because you cannot, for love or money, move it smoothly. So I have lost all of this stuff, and that's the first time anything has fallen off. So we've lost a bit of water, which isn't very good. And then that bit bucks up to that bit, so that's okay. There's a lamp from somewhere. That's obviously some part of the track where that's just gone pinging and flying off. So now we've got to get this back. Now hopefully you can see what I'm trying to attempt. And that is coming to here. Because what I don't know, and what I'm unsure of at the moment, is what I'm going to be doing with this bit of the track. Because that is a bit of an issue at the moment, because I don't know. I don't know how we're going to connect them up. Because I want to have the Gringotts bank on the bank, and then the track is the track. But I don't know if I get some giveaways and if we can get one or two in there, and then we just connect the two. So that goes underneath. So that is number 2, which looks nice. That is number 3. But obviously this will have to move, because that is where the cinema is. So we're all staggered, so I think we're like that. I think. Let's get these in. I know the lighting's not fantastic, I will put them on. I have just kind of lost the will to repair anything else today, because I just can't be bothered. Because I could literally breathe and the stuff falls apart. I don't know how I managed to do it. It's a talent and a skill, which, you know, I can show people the way, but I don't really recommend it, to be honest. And that then comes over like so. So that's how it was. We had the modular as the there, so somewhere up there that will go up. Just got to figure out how we can connect those. Now the annoying thing is I haven't at the moment got anywhere to put the camera so you can see this. Oh, you might be able to. I might just have to put you there. Yes, fine. Okay, you're on the shadow box, and I've just moved the Batmobile out of the way because I need two hands. And it's not going to go well. Right, cinema's going to go back. And then we've got to see what that looks like and if this cinema will work as a divide. And then we can start to button everything up, because I think I'm going to need some 16 by 32 base plates as well, I would imagine. But it's a start, so I think it'll work. Just don't know what we're going to do with these bits. I don't know whether to get another smaller bit of blue. Again, we've got the same problem with it overlapping like we've got on this table, which is fine. So this strip might just be grey as a footpath, maybe going from one land to another. The base of that does look nice on the blue. I think it works better on the blue than it does on the grey. Maybe. I just don't know if that's kind of lost. It now seems really, really dark all of a sudden. I don't know if it's because I'm an idiot and I've moved these lighting round, or the colour's just not happy and it's now not popping as much. I think it'll be alright. I think it'll be okay. Worst case, I just have to swap it back over with the grey, but we get another one here and then we can see what space we've got here. I think that's going to be the plan, because I'm going to put the bank here somewhere. Might actually have to be over the 2 because of the ceiling height. And then we can connect the dots with the strip that'll be going all the way around. So I'm pretty sure it would work, and then we can just put some path and stuff through, because that's not 100% in the right place. That needs to move. So it all needs to be shimmied and moved, but I'm not going to be jigging it about now. I just want to get the base plates down, and we'll have a little bit of a fiddle with it, because I could spend so much time over on this bit, but I think it's worth messing around when the Gringotts bank's in, so at least we get a rough idea. But does it look alright with blue, because we've got the green against the blue, or would it be better in grey? I just don't know. I really do like bright colours, but I don't know if it would be better in grey, because then we can just have a full-blown cobble everything all the way around, and I don't know if that doesn't look right. I just don't know if it's too dark against the track. Why does it feel like it? There I am saying I'm not going to mess around with it, but why do you feel that is? Yeah, that's with no light on it. It just looks now quite dark at the bottom. I don't know if it's because of maybe I might have spun the base round the wrong way, because I'm sure we had the dragon bit before and this was facing a slightly different way, and that's something that I do need to leave. I keep forgetting that. Even though I've just said it at the start of the video, I want to try and connect both of the tracks together and then maybe have a runoff. So that's obviously the bottom of the ride or something like that. So I don't know, maybe is one blue and one grey or what. But I'll leave it down for blue, see if it will grow on me, see what you guys and girls think, see if it looks all right. If not, we'll go straight back to the grey. So obviously it's got the water dripping down, but I don't know whether to have the grey and then just make like a little puddle, or we have full-blown blue and then just start to cover it with grey, so it gives it that effect of more water. But if I split these up, so that's where the tracks are going to join ish, and then that's going to be where the other one is, depending on the height. So at least from this side you can see everything neat and tidy, and you can still see all the stuff in the cart, but I've got a funny feeling that's going to need to be spun round. you can see it from that side, and you can see all the bits and pieces as it comes up. So it does look very, very effective up on that bit. And then we've got some really nice bright vibrant colour as we're coming through. So really happy with this bit. Couldn't care less about these two in that configuration at the moment. But like I said, base plates down now, and then we will really tuck into different bits and bobs. Yeah, there's going to be loads of stuff that I can do with that to have a little bit of a play with it. That is still rendering. That is just the biggest thing ever. So what I need to do now is move all of this. Now I need to get all of this off and throw it underneath. I've got the box space ready, and then all of this is now just going to be base plated in white. So I am going to get some snacks and supplies, and I'm going to place you on the Batman shadow box. You're going to go to a time lapse, and we're just going to speed this video up ever so slightly and get all of that nice and clear, ready for some nice fresh base plates. Base has been made, and these are the base plates that are going down. Plenty of white, so we are going to expand all this all the way around as far as it will go, just to see what it looks like, because I think we can then do quite a lot of nice displays. We're either, there's a few options actually. We're either going to go very, very heavy into the new Harry Potter castle that is out, which I quite like the idea of, because I can put a load of snow on the roof that will then match up right underneath the Disney castle, because Disney castle is obviously the main attraction at Disney, and then underneath it would be the Hogwarts castle, which is their main light show, which I've seen at Christmas a few times, and it is fantastic. But then that will also allow me to get some of the construction sets and have this area up top always under construction, because it's going to be over a long period of time. So that's option number one. Option number two is we just add in more of the Winter Village. Obviously with the Harry Potter Christmas stuff up here, it will be merged with all of this anyway, so that would work hand in hand. We get an absolutely huge UCS 8080 and just have that randomly walking in the snow with a Christmas hat on, and add in a load of, well, the chain stuff that comes around the Christmas trees, basically a load of that. And then that is walking across. Now that still could happen with the Harry Potter castle, and then that's just the main silly thing up top. There's no harm in doing that. It will allow us to get the Home Alone house as well, and all that kind of thing if we want to. So you're going to go up there very, very quickly. I'm going to open up these and just see how far these go. Now obviously the one thing that isn't moved yet is this massive spaceship, because, well, it's huge and it's going, but I just haven't taken it out of the room yet. So what I'm going to do is just put down four base plates. I think it's just going to need 4 base plates, and then I can plonk it back up on there, and then we should be speeding on with the rest. Now I know, well, God, there's loads of pieces left. I thought I picked all those pieces up. We hopefully then should just be able to crack on and see what's what. And I've been thinking about what to do with the Harry Potter alleyway, and the blue now looks really bright and vibrant, but I just don't know what's going on with that. It doesn't quite feel right, so we'll be having a little bit of a mess around later with that. So that's 4 base plates down. That is fine. That will then, he says it's fine, because this is also a swine to pick up. It's just falling off the stand. Fantastic. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. It's falling off the stand. It's the most stupid stand you could possibly imagine. I will fix that later on. The kind of day I am having, I could not care less whatsoever. All I want to do is put base plates down, and it seems to be I can't. That's really, there we go, that's knackered it properly now, so that's now properly broken, which is fantastic. Right, what are we at? So that's 4 across the back, 5, 6, 7, and then we will get the next running. Don't know how far to come over, because we are going to obviously have to cut some of these to fit, obviously, because it won't work otherwise. We've got two left. Yeah, 1. So that is 2. Looks nice. I'll just have a bit of a play around. That ship is just in the way, but that's the space that we've got for these. Now we're off by 5 or 6 studs, so I'll have to heat this up and cut this trim off, because that's what I'll do with this. Need another one to go there, and then it depends how far we go over, because we could just come to there, and we have six base plates basically for another display, which again wouldn't be a bad thing either. So we have got options, because this back of this is, well, it's massive, isn't it? I mean, I say it was, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 7. Did I say 7 or 6? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. So 6.5 across, so that's a lot. There's a lot of space. On that one. The actual ship, by the way, is fine. It's just the stand, if you breathe, it falls apart all the time, and I've just got bored of moving it. So I will obviously tuck in to all of this. This is my favourite theme, and it just looks like it's been left, because it has. I just don't know what to do with that. It's fully complete. I might just have to sell it. So I'm not going to strip it down for parts. I just don't know. So I either make I'll make a display with that and sell all the other smaller sets, or I keep the smaller sets and sell the bigger one. Especially for stuff on top of the tables, it just isn't gonna, it's just not gonna work, I don't think. But we have got all of this underneath. Will be more display space eventually, so that'll be happening a little bit later on. But that is the monstrosity of what that has done. I think what I'll do is I will move this over to here, so it gives us a better idea of what we can do on this curve. Put it into perspective, that is easily swallowing 6 base plates, and in fact it goes over that way at the diagonal as well. So we've got plenty of bit on the front, loads of its tail is on the 6th base plate at the back, so you're looking at 6 base plates for that thing. That is why I say it's huge, because it is absolutely massive. Now again, like I said, we can come over and over, so we can mess around and do what we want to do with this. Obviously we're going to have to try and snuggle these in and cut these to fit, so we could have just a little bit of positivity. We could have a little bit of a play, so we could get that one out of the way, get that one out of the way, bring this one forward, bring this one forward, just so we can see what the problem is. And then can we get this front run in a line? I don't think we can. Oh no, we should. That should be fine. So we'll just have to pull everything away from the wall ever so slightly, which is not a problem at all. Brick dust has got absolutely everywhere. So we are lengthwise now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, that's 6. So we're going to have a row of 6, a row of 5, and a row of 5 is how that is going to work to start with. And then we've got another row of 3, and 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 another row of 3 if we want it. So we have got a lot to mess around and play with if we feel like we want to do that. And I just want to get these as snug as possible because I have problems mentally, obviously, and in this room because nothing is straight. So we've got a base plate coming off this wall here, which is kicking out the wrong way, and then obviously the wall's not level or anything else. But if I use this front line as a marker, everything else then I can just bring forward. So you can see how far it is off. So I just bring this one over, and I just bring the next one up as well. That's what I'm doing. And then it just gives us a little bit of space at the back, which is not a problem at all, because I can just pull basically everything into each other. And then that will close the gaps of everything. So, yes. Oh, a turbine fan blade's fallen off. It's worse. I don't think anybody cares about that one, so that's not a problem. I like that one though. I do like that. But yeah, so what we'll end up doing is we're just gonna have to cut to fit that bit at the back, that bit at the side, and then all we're going to be left with, you're not even going to see it because that little bit just there, teeny tiny couple of studs, I will just pull the glass a little bit further forward and it won't matter at all. So that'll be quite a nice thing, but I just don't know how far basically to come from one to another. So this was, if we say this is our marker, because that's roughly where it was. Obviously it was on these base plates. I can then now tidy up the display in here for what it was, and then we can figure out, I might just have a part closed, like a big under construction type thing, because ideally that'd be the new crane, the new digger. I've got some construction teams. I can make some nice little construction dioramas up. For example, the new crane, the big crane, could pick up the new crane. There we go. That new crane could pick up something coming in, so it could just be there with a team wrapped around it. So we could definitely do something like that. Now I'm not happy that all of this is for some reason absolutely knackered. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to turn you guys and girls off. Got some 1 or 2 bits and pieces to edit, and then I will come back up here tomorrow, and the first thing I'm going to do with you is sort this out, and then we've got to figure out what we're going to do over here, and if we're going to have it blue, or we're going to have like a blue and a grey, or I'm going to have to cut something, because it's going to be difficult, because I don't want to layer everything off, because I'm going to have like loads of base plates on top of each other and nothing's going to be level. But I really do like that. So I am happy that we've done that. It looks great coming up the loft ladders. I will have a bit of a tweak with this diorama at some point, not now. This definitely is going to move. I will move that now off camera and put it in the corner by the actual Snow White thing. It looks dreadful there. And then figure out what I can do with cutting the base plates. But I just basically want it all to look neat and tidy and clean. But stood back from here, you can see just what we're trying to do with the tables, and you can see just how far over it goes. But I don't know again if that bit goes a different colour, because we could have all that as water. So we could just use all the blue base plates over there. We got blue into white, because I was thinking maybe having the blue here on this table for the architecture sets with the Colosseum at the end to mimic the boat ride that they've got at California Legoland, because it's going to be a mini land that we're going to do, so it makes sense to do an actual ride from there, so it's not just a walk-through attraction. Because I don't know if the actual ride at Universal is on the water or not. I can't quite remember. So I need to rewatch the film, but it's going to be, we're a little way away yet from actually getting this set and putting it there. I'll keep these down for now to see if they'll grow on me, but potentially I could, because it might be easier, if I just put everything down in grey. What I'd be able to do is, for example, go grey, and then lap it for now. So I would just do that and then cut it all to fit. So there's no table on show and everything is grey. So we would have another 2 base plates there, another base plate there, get it all cut to fit. So everything's down, and then I could just get the circular tiles and it'll all match. That would be a lot easier. Otherwise it's going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll figure it out as we go. So I will catch back up with you guys and girls tomorrow. So today is a new day, but it is not the following day. What a week it's been for LEGO news. The UCS LEGO set is now official. It is now the sail barge. Me and Jay have just done a live day before last, so you've now got a date reference of when I'm actually filming this. Also, that happened on the Batman day, which is obviously an incredible thing itself, with ×2 ×3 points. For me, it was just the 66 Batmobile that I was tempted to get. That is actually available for pre-order and double points, but weirdly it doesn't come with the giveaway, so sometimes it is what it is. Now, you might have noticed over here, I have actually changed a little bit. So I have actually moved and redone all of this around. I think this looks a lot better. All I've basically done is pull this back, and I've started to add in an actual Lego base plate over the top, just because it had the I Had Excellent Brown, just to give an idea of what we can do with the path. And I think that'll look very, very smart indeed. So I'm quite happy with that. And obviously that is something that we will be tucking into more than likely as a completely standard upload, because I have got the tiles underneath there. And I just have to order a load or get to a Lego store sooner rather than later and just pick up a load of them. Now, that leads me on to the next thing. If I remember rightly, I left the video saying that we're gonna attack this and then maybe move over to this. But with that sail barge coming out, that might be a complete game changer now, because I am going to pick that up. I am going to get that with Jay's Toy Collection UK on day one, and it might be a very, very fast build, or it might be a gentle, slow build, because that is Jay's Toy Collection UK's #1 favourite set at the moment, and it'd be quite cool to maybe either do a dual build with him, or we can just build it behind the scenes and do an upload or something. So it's either going to be a fast-paced build, and we'll just get it uploaded as fast as we can, but everybody's already seen it already, but I haven't. I'm trying not to spoil it for myself, so I might just build it without spoiling it and just figure it out and go from there. So that does bring us all the way back to what we actually first started on, is can we get a Tatooine up top, because there's no way I'm putting that underneath, which I did say in previous uploads, if it was going to be what it is, I want it to be over the top of the cantina. Now, obviously, we have 6 base plates of space over there. That thing is 3 base plates length. So it could potentially go against the blue wall at the back, and I would just need 3 base plates in length. So it would literally, for reference, be that in tan for Tatooine, and that is as easy as that. And then this is the rest of the snow, and then here, I would imagine it is just over a 16 by 16, and then we can figure out exactly what we want to do with that, because this bit of tan would look nice with that tanned over there, because obviously that is the Statue of Liberty from the Lego Movie 2, and we can potentially go from there. So that is something that I need to think of and consider. And not only have they thrown at us in the last couple of days of me actually starting this video, they have also done a retiring list as well. Now, on that retiring list, we have got the 8080. Now, I've done a little bit of research on there. It's been an ongoing joke since that thing came out of, can I make it work in this display? Now, I think I've just had a reality check, which is a little bit of a kick in the guts. I say guts, not nuts. So, kick in the nuts, kick in the guts, whatever. I really, really would like it. And it is a fantastic thing. But I have just seen a comparison. I think it was from Solid Bricks, I think. It was one of the really big YouTubers. And amazingly, they actually did a comparison of this, for example, on the stand, not falling off like mine did. Put it against all the other bits and pieces, like, yeah, okay. And then they put it against that. And I don't mean that. I mean that. And it's about that much shorter. I have a slanting roof, and that was an absolute pig to place. So the tape measure might be coming out soon, and we might be measuring that up for space. because I realistically don't think it's going to work, which is such a shame. Such a shame, because I think it would fit from here, and that's it. It would have to be right to the edge, or it'd have to go just here, and that way we are limited to it only going in one position, because it is so tall, a bit like the Avengers Tower, that like this, for example, it can't go any further back, but we can get away with moving that over to here, wherever, but it can't go any further back than that. We can't obviously go against this wall for anything Star Wars related, because that is going to be our Batman stuff. And another thing that I've done is I have actually built the tumbler, I do believe, since we started this. So there will be a full review video happening on that, which means, well, all of this is now going to have to move again, and the table comes out, and yada, yada, yada. So yeah, I am now in two minds what to do, as always. Made really good progress on this. The 66 looks fantastic. With the pre-order, I've not pre-ordered that at the moment. In the comment section, we've actually had some really good ideas with regards to these. And I do like the ideas of them. And this is thanks to Jay's Toy Collection UK, because I said on, I do believe, it doesn't seem to be photogenic or video friendly, should I say, even though it looks absolutely fantastic. But the corner bank obviously does. But if I put the corner unit as the corner units at the front, which potentially would be a good idea, I could also potentially fit other bits and pieces in as well. So we could have the 4 corner units at the front, which is what I think is Jay's idea. I could be wrong, I haven't actually spoken to him on the phone, I've just read the message. But I think the plan is that potentially could put that down in the corner, take the top off, and make a construction diorama, which I think would look really nice. Because obviously behind that, like we've got with the bank, we then just get a 16 by 16. And that either gets ripped out completely or it goes away. But I have got a corner unit to go in there, and then there's the the hotel that I've not backtracked, and there's going to be a new corner unit as well. So that's going to come in as a completely separate upload, and that'll just be, I don't know, Batman Continues. This is looking okay. I think this is looking nice and healthy, and that obviously, we did the base plates in the Riverdale drop, didn't we? That was, oh my days, that was nearly a week ago I dropped that. That is very, very painful. I've been thinking and thinking and thinking about what to do with this, with regards to, does it go grey, does it go blue? I still don't know. I honestly still don't know. And if this moves and it comes off, if it, you know, comes out, do we just have a Harry Potter table? Because does that give us future expansion for more alley or other little bits and pieces? And rather than having a Batman unit on the table, so we've got the Joker Man up top, but we have got the track underneath, that would potentially free up that section. But then it gives us the headache of, where does the Natural History Museum go? Because the Natural History Museum, if it goes up on that shelf, one of those would have to come off, and then it's that sort of effect of, well, how can we get it in? So that's going to be a good fun challenge, but I'll speak to Jay first. So I can't take credit for that, even though I will in the upload. I won't mention him at all. Now the other thing that I have actually been thinking of is this A-frame cabin. I think I said it in this upload, or the last upload, I could see if I could get it in the Marvel section. Now, it's a cabin, it's a hotel. We have a tree house, which is going to be used for our accommodation. If I got the Home Alone house, that is going to be our main on-site hotel to our whole theme park. If I just took some of the brown roof off, like they've done here, for example, and just add in a whole strip around the outside of white tiles, would we get away with it? Could we get away with having this in the winter display? Do I just take the front off and have it as white? Do we add a little bit of white on the sides? That's it. And then maybe have, I wouldn't probably change that, I'd keep that as it is, because that's what they tend to do on all these buildings, look. So they've got the white roofs, but everything else isn't really touched on the front. So they have a snowy top, and then everything else is clear. Now, I have got these ready. So I've got those ready potentially for that roof to see if that would work now. I've also got, and I've had these now for a long time, the stuff for Tatooine, which is the dark and light. I've had the dark and light tan, and they've now appeared. But I haven't got any tan base plates, so there's nothing I can do with that yet. But long-term plan moving forward is I need to measure up for the 8080, but I just don't know with this angle of the roof height. Now it is that tall. Well, just think of it. If it's that tall and you can see where that bit goes, the 8080 length is probably the length of the bottom. So it wouldn't fit on that shelf. It would be tight, but it just wouldn't fit on that shelf. And that is how tall that thing is. Might be able to bend the knees, but then I'm going to be extremely limited to where it can go. But then, of course, the Razor Quest in the UK goes into massive sales. That could potentially go with the balls. So we can have the Razor Quest and the balls side by side. That would then go underneath this table, because don't forget, underneath the Winter Village display, that is going to be our Ninjago display. So we're going to have 2 tables of Ninjago underneath. And then what is left, we would then have for the big set, maybe one big set one side, one big set the other, and then we'll just have some smaller dioramas around it, and then that'll be our Star Wars section. We could literally have an actual Tatooine land, because that's one thing I haven't yet done. We've done it with the Harry Potter, and we've actually got the ride in with the Harry Potter, so that works. We've got a park where I will put some picnic tables down and everything else, so that works. But an actual Tatooine, because it's just the theming of a land, and it's the bar, because it's where you grab your drinks, just makes sense. So hence why I think it would work very, very well having it all up there with tan, but that would be the split. So keeping it relevant to the base plates, we've added on 6 more white and 1 at the top. And then we would take those away, even though I think it would look fantastic, and put the Tatooine up top. But then the white could be used for a Hoth, it could be used for something else, it could be used anywhere. Now, the other idea that I also have is across the back of this blue wall, up to a certain point, if they would fit, would be the Ghost that I have and the Black Falcon. Now, if the black version of the Falcon doesn't fit there, that's where it then goes underneath here, because this has actually all been painted for Star Wars, but it does actually have the sort of like the Tatooine-esque skyline with the metal flake on the inside. So there's obviously going to be a Star Wars upload coming, but I don't know whether to start it now, well, start it, or get to IKEA first and pick up some of these tables, because I think I'm going to need 3 of those. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3. I get 4 just in case, because I don't think they're horrendously expensive, so we can fit a 4th down, we can. So it'd be handy to have a spare, because I fall through them, which is brilliant. So I'm now confused. I've confused myself, I've confused where I am, what I'm supposed to be doing, and everything else. Because the 8080, go back to that, it would have only worked with this diorama over here. So this was the plan of attack. It was supposed to go in here. Now, like I said, this looks very, very battered. It looks very, very tired. The official images for the new set have yet to be officially announced, but it does look like it's going to be a post office with a nice hot air balloon coming off it. So that will look very, very smart. So what I'm going to do, rather than just talking absolute nonsense, because I have a habit of doing that, is we're going to carry on just moving some bits and pieces and just see what we can do to make it work. Because that comes off, that comes off. How easy do these come off? Is that? Oh, that's they're the chunky bits, aren't they? So I could potentially add onto that, so we could keep the brown strip and then add some white on, so that's potentially doable. And then these are just tiles that I could potentially just add in, because again, I think that's the best example where it's got the same style roof and they've done it on top. They've obviously gone very, very heavy on that one, and they've not done it on that one. But do we think we can just add, as a test, a couple of these on here? Now, I've got a bad feeling, and it's going to be really annoying. These are 3 stud, and I've got 2s. Oh, they are, aren't they? Of course they are. So it would be like that as a strip all the way up. Do we think that would... I know this bit comes off. Let's put one strip on there and just see, shall we, what this actually looks like with regards to, well, a strip. Because it's not going to be as easy as I thought it was to actually add in effects, because if I could just do that kind of thing where we've got the white over and actually use these studs for different bits. So there's potential to, just to give the effect. I know it looks dreadful, but we could potentially, because I've got all of these for a Hoth display, and nothing really, as you can tell, has come about. But have we got equal or odd? Odd. That is really annoying. So that is the strip. Oh, that does not look fantastic, because I think you could teardrop that. I think you could potentially just do that instead, rather than those fours. I just don't know if that's going to be enough snow on the top, because that would fit ready basically in there. So it might be a trip to the Lego store to get some longer, see if they've got any tiles. That's embarrassing. So you get the idea, but will that work, or does it just look like somebody sneezed? How many strips of this am I going to have to do? Because ideally I would have just gone across the top and just done a bit around the outside. I don't particularly want to replace the whole roof, but then if I can use the brown somewhere else and replace the roof in white, that is doable. So I'm going to let you guys and girls let me know on that one. So I will put this, hook this back over. Which way does it go? Is it that way? Can't remember. It might go that way. No, it goes that way, doesn't it? It's a cool little roof, because it just sits. It does just sit on, but I can't get it to sit. So we'll get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Because I am very, very tempted to start displaying some stuff like this. And this has all come from the UCS set. So you can see the inside there, and it would be snowed on the other side. But then I'd have to store this behind here, like so. Now I don't know if that will work if there's more than one or two of them. So I was going to do that with the 8080. I was going to have that open so you could see on the inside of it, and I was going to fill it out with minifigures. I'm definitely going to be doing that with the sail barge, because I want the bar, I want the restaurant, everything working, because I have this. Now obviously this will be, even though it looks fantastic closed, I do want it open. And I want to be able to see everything that's on it, so I could carry on the trend on this bit, and obviously that bit will all be, that'll all be shut and enclosed. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure, because it's got the colours, it's got the greens, it's got all the little lily pads and everything on the inside. It's just nice to sometimes see inside them, because we just block them off and cover them over. There's so much detail in some of these, but I just don't know. Right, what else can we do over here? Because this is a little bit fruity with regards to what can be done. And the sun has definitely come back out again, because I am roasting, and this camera is very, very warm. So trees are in, that's in, reindeer. So we've got the Star Wars at the back, they're in. What else needs to be done and sorted? So we need to move those tiles back to there and just see what is what. The fire station is another thing, because now we've added in extra bits, or extra tiles, should I say. All of a sudden, we can have just things tucked in like that. So we can now have some more buildings just here, which potentially might be where the other post office goes, because I've got the one post office down. That's a toy shop. That's the bakery post office just over there. So I'll have the other one the opposite side, obviously. That. I think I found some of this roof in a box the other day, because there was another horror story about all of these getting smashed completely by mistake, which is slightly annoying. But that would fit in there like so, and then obviously I would get some white up at the top, so I think that would look quite nice just on there. Maybe that would work, because you've got the brown shaft, you've got the front of the brown building. This is obviously all brown front, so that would work. The Alpine Lodge, got my teeth in today, so if the roof hasn't been built up on this thing just yet, but with that style of things, even though I just put the tree tucked behind it, and then you've got that would go like so. Obviously it's just a winter land. That is there, that is there, that is, we'll have the construction work over. So we have actually got a couple of, if I start to do this properly, we do actually have a few base plates of space. I just don't understand how it's got so messy. I don't get it. So let's just give this a little bit of a TLC. It's not going to be in properly. I'm just spacing the things out. Where's the bench? There's the bench. The bench can go at the end of the track. That's the stall. So how easy it falls apart, look. So that is there. So we've got a little diorama to make on that bit. What's she doing? She is standing just there. That is the top of a tree. There's the toilet. Is there a minifigure in this toilet? No, but there's literally a poo place. So that can go there. So there's your facilities as such. That is from, I am sure that's from there, so we can deal with that. That's the bench I'm after. And with that there, that there. This bench can go there. That can go there. Reindeer is up. I don't know what you're doing in there. Right, we're starting to get back into it now. So we've got the little elves, so they can go with the workshop. And obviously I will pick up a lot more elves with the, hopefully there'll be some Christmas elves with the BAM stuff for the last quarter, which will be nice and exciting. Right, we've got a track up on there. Another ice skating job, which will go on that bit. The car, which is the bus, that can just be dotted in for a photo opportunity. So yes, potential. There's potential for space. I could spend a long time doing this, but obviously I am just throwing it in. But we've got the Alpine Lodge and we've got the Santa's Visit house. Potentially that would work with a white roof A-frame cabin and then that bit up on top. I don't know though. I don't know if it's just too much brown in there or not. They don't scale fantastically well with the older stuff. As you can see, I put all the smaller stuff down this side, but the newer stuff does seem to get bigger and bigger. And I think the newer set is a big chunky thing like the Santa's Visit set, or the Alpine Lodge, I say. So it might work. I just think this might need a bit of TLC. Maybe a couple more strips just going across, rip a few more brown out. I think what I'll do is have a bit of I'll have a play with this now. I'm going to put you to a time lapse, have a play with this side, cover it back over, and then we'll just see how it looks. Right, I'm starting to do that, and I'm looking at that going, I probably need just to rip it all off and add in full white, I think, because it will then just match a lot better. Even though that one is green with a couple of strips, I think I just need some longer pieces rather than just being the 2x2s, or the 1x2, shall I say. Because the problem is I don't have replacement pieces. If I had the same sizes, I could then just take them off and put them on in situ, and it would be the same sort of pattern, and I'd be able to stag them a little bit better, and I'd be able to have like a long one, short one, and a really long length, whereas I've just got the same length, so I'm just trying to make them up, but I'm also trying to keep the brown in, so it's just, yeah, it's not really gonna work. But if I will have somewhere, obviously there are a few of them in here, I think, the 2x2s, and I could just tile the whole thing and then keep some of the brown on and then just layer it. But I think it would look a lot better in white, and then if that was solid white, I think that would look a lot better than it just being brown. So what I am going to do, because I might as well before we end the video, because like I said, I don't really know how long this upload's been, is trying to achieve something. And the main man himself is talking. Hang on. This is him. Jay, you're live on my disaster series. Hello.
Hello. Are we on live?
You are live.
Lego pickups.
Oh, Lego pickups. Right. Well, I'm not. Nobody can see that apart from me. So I will catch back up with you in a while. Well, that escalated rather quickly. Me and Jay ended up going to the Lego store and picking up some bits and pieces. And while we're on the phone, we did this. So you can see you've got the really nice tan and grey all the way around the outside, and then we have managed to get all of that slotted in. So now what I'm going to be doing is I will put darker cobble all the way around the outside, and that section there is obviously going to be meant for the bank. And of course we have given this a go with this bit just here, just to see what it looks like. I think it's going to need to go on a green base plate. I think it will look very, very nice when it is all in. But over on this side, we have also picked up some bits and pieces with regards to, well, all of this. So the reason why it's open, and I can't lie, I filmed this once, and the reason why that was such a shady film is I filmed this morning, and now it's this afternoon, and we're on a different upload, and it's all changed, and I don't want to spoil it for you. And it's really annoying because it corrupted. There's nothing of it. It's gone. So I don't know where it is. It's on the memory card, dead somewhere. So I probably made some balls jokes over this, and I probably make some girth jokes and all that kind of thing. But there's stuff in different places. If you do pay attention, you'll spot it. But there's been huge changes over there, and they happen later on in the upload. So I can't show off too much. But all I'm saying is the tumbler looks absolutely fantastic in its new home, and some other bits and pieces do as well. But going back to this is where I got to on the phone. So we were doing either half and half, and I need you guys and girls to let me know in the comments section what is going to be best. Now I have, like I said, just picked up a load of these. This is the first time we're getting them from the Lego store. That does work very, very well, because you can get loads and loads of them in here, and these elements for the first time as well. Well, that's obviously a white wall, and I can do some nice bits and pieces around here. Now the reason why all of these Batmobile stuff is over here is because, like I said, I'd already done that bit. I've just done a comparison for bits and pieces, and I'm in the process of doing another video. So there's no reason for that to be there, because they were over there about 2 minutes ago. But what we're now going to do is jump about 5 minutes on, because I can't remember what I was saying. But what I do remember saying is something about the Gringotts Bank. That in there very, very quickly, but that is going to come straight back out, because I am going to be doing a comparison video, or review, shall we say, of that, and then that can go back in there properly with the other bits and pieces. So that is the next thing to happen, because if I can get four full base plates in there, there'll be some changes. If I can't, then that, well, that'll just stay where it is for now. But I really do actually quite like that. I think the colours work really well with that, and when it goes onto a green base plate, I think it will be a lot better, because it will just stand out and whatever else. So of course, well, the one thing to get is the bank. We've been talking about it for a while. And because me and Jay, Toy Collection UK, are the two worst people to do something spontaneous together, we're bad. We are bad. But it's fun, but we're bad. So there it is. So that is your bank down in there. Thanks very much. So I've now just got to build it and I'll place it on there. So what I am going to do, so it's out of the way, is we're just going to see, just to show at scale how big this box actually is, because this thing is massive. So that's where it's going to go. That is that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that, obviously leave that back in here and probably leave that bag against there. So I'm not, basically I don't trip over it because the floor's a little bit tight with all the stuff that we've been doing with the Batman stuff. So that'll be built as soon as possible. It's huge, mind. It's 4,801 pieces. So it's going to take a fruity minute to actually do. So it'd be a good few hours worth of work in there. So I'll try and do that over the evenings. You've got all the different minifigures and everything up across the top. And obviously I've already built the track once because, well, the track is there. So on that bombshell, I was about to say that is it and I am done, but I'm not, because I've forgotten something and I'm not going to finish that way. There's one thing that I want to do, and I want to put a little bit of blue down here to see what that looks like. So the battery's about to run out. Normal, standard. So I'll put that back up on there. I'll get some blue base plates. I'll do it with you to see what it looks like, to see if we can bring back the Rivendell Rapids, so it's not just going to be a Jurassic Park picnic area. We can actually have the little canoes going across the front here, which means then every single section up until the Winter Village will have its own ride, which is fantastic. Obviously, there's stuff to sort out underneath the tables, but then there's future talks of what we can do with that. So battery change, blue base plates down, that moves, video done. So that box has moved, and it's just under 2 base plates, and I've also just moved that as well. So we'll have a little bit of a play bringing the other grey one forward later, I think, because until the green one's down and we figured out what gaps we're going to do, for now, that can just stay like that, and then we can basically just figure it out as we go, because the 2 greys are touching each other. So the idea was maybe to cut another grey one up, but now with this little bit of a change, we could add a little bit of green into the grey, but that's over there, and that's where it'll live to start with. And also, obviously, I got the giveaway purchases with this, which was that thing just there, which is doing nothing. And then I obviously got the poly bag, and I got the flue. Now, we're a couple of weeks on from that, and went into the store, went for pick-a-brick, behind the till. They had, no word of a lie, probably another 30. Easy, another 30 of those. So I have got a full load of these that I do not want anything with. So if any of you are a Harry Potter collector out there and want any of these, then obviously drop us an email and yeah, I can do you a deal, because that is still sealed, that's brand new. I've got no need for this collecting spinning display clock whatsoever. I couldn't care less, and I don't need that again, and I don't need that again. So if you missed out, let me know. So that is that bit done. Now we're moving on to this bit just here. So the plan is Rivendell Rapids returns, the revenge, I don't know what we can call it. Yes, so we will just do, if I can, the same thing and just layer for now, just layer it for now. I don't really care if it doesn't look horrendous. It casts a little bit of a shadow, doesn't look too horrendous, but that's the plan. So what we can then do is, with the tiles that I picked up in the little hall, is, I think I might have to slide. I can get underneath. There we go. Because if I made a wall up against, you wouldn't see the lip. So there is things that can be done. And that's my laptop telling me. Oh, that's an update. I was about to say it's telling me it's run out of memory and it's lying to me. So that can go politely screw itself, because that notification is something and nothing. It's not even from anything I do. Right, that is the next one. This one I've got to be careful of. Ah, the Jurassic Parks is super sturdy. So that is great. So yeah, no wobble in that whatsoever. Can I get the last one in? No, of course I can't. I couldn't. Knocked you. I apologise. I knocked you. I did a thing. I've ruined it for everybody. There you go. You can get a bird's eye view of me just being an absolute melon. Yeah, then. Slot him in. Send him home. There we go. So I think that is officially, and that says might be a quite strong statement, but this is, I think, officially my first ever fully, completely base plated table. So on camera, I don't, you know, you really got to look. It doesn't look too bad at all. I could say the base plates and do that, and then I might just cut them at a later date. What is a little bit fruity is this bit, because that's got a bit of a high lip on, because there's actually that green one's under three base plates. So I'll come up with a different solution for that, because it's actually flush at the back and not so much at the top. So if you overstack them once, it's not too bad. But yeah, we will see. So that is that. That now could be our ride. So what we can do is we can actually dump the water off, and we can have, basically it's little canoes. That's what it was going to be. We're going to have a Rivendell Rapids as a canoe. Now, if the Rivendell Rapids are coming back, do we need to try and get this waterfall in? Because that is what it was all about. We had the waterfall coming in from here. So there's potential. I don't know if I could get that up high, you know. I don't know if I could actually do that. If I could just have the water as a thing, just up a little bit higher, so it's just looks like it's a waterfall coming in. You've got the rapids in front, because obviously when you think about how all the rapids and all the log flumes and everything at theme parks are fed, it comes from a big pool, and then you obviously have it being basically sucked all over the place. So we could say that it's being fed from these. So this roller coaster with the water's feeding it, and as I add in the other track, I can then add in the water, connecting the water into this, and we can then just angle that front door a little bit better, so it's not as fruity over all of that. So we could get, for example, I did that, we actually have the full base plates on show, and then that tucks that in, and then that makes that land a lot tighter. So we could do that, or I could obviously, if I wanted to have half a base plate extra, I could just bring that forward. But that as a standalone land with its Rivendell Rapids back, because I can just create a queue line. To be honest, all that could be theming. So you could actually go into a park for a bite to eat, and then you could sit on the Rivendell Rapids and you can have a little bit of fun. And that's basically all I do, is just put a couple of canoes on the clear. Put the odd blue tile down, obviously, just to create that illusion that it's obviously water moving around. And then that's the ride. So that, as it stands, is done. Obviously it needs a little bit of tweaking, because, well, you can see that with me pushing the bits and pieces, it's opened up the base plates, but I need just to do all of this basically in one hit, because if I start doing things like that, see, if I start trying to be perfect, I then move everything. So I just got to be careful that it all stays as it should do. I don't want to damage everything again. But no, that's happy with that. So we can get all the other displays looking like that. That took a little while because I dropped the Rivendell, but that is what I had envisioned. Now obviously what we will be doing is we'll be adding in all the paths soon, we'll be adding in all the tiles, but that, I think, is the best place for it. Now obviously the only other thing I can add in, but something that has to be taken away, is the treehouse. But I don't think it'll work, because the treehouse would have to go with the cottages, and I don't think that will work at all. Because the Fairy Tale Brook at Legoland, you have the little boats that you go around the water, and you go around all the Disney characters, don't you? So we could get away with it like that. But as it stands at the moment, if I move these back out the way, that is how clean I want all of this to look. So all really nice and clean. Again, we'll figure out this with the green base plate. That's going to be that, and then that is this L done, and then that will then allow me to attack this bit next once I've done this bit underneath. So we are literally wrapping it all the way around. And then we'll get into the Winter Village and Star Wars, and then we'll come all the way around as full circle, because this all needs to be rebuilt. If this didn't get smashed, that would have been an easy display to do, because it's going to be all the architecture sets, and I'm going to put the Colosseum at the end. Simple. And I can just rotate the different architectural sets about, or the smaller bits and pieces, and I think that would look fine. And it'd be an easy table to pull backwards and forwards, because I need to get into there, and that's just its standalone thing. And then, like we said, we can now figure out how many base plates we need going across the back once I've moved 1 or 2 bits. But I think a row of 3 of white. So basically the drill is base plated to here, like so. So that basically the base plates would be, there's 2 options. So at the very start of the video I said, well, we could actually give more to the one, but if we brought these over like so. Now I know I did say we'll be tidying this up. Didn't go well, because I'm now going to wait for you guys to decide that, but that's how far over we could come. So we're off centre from the Disney castle, as you can see, and then all of this side would be tan. But for it to be tan, to fit what we need to fit, that will have to move, I think. Now for that to move, that's going to be a right royal pain in the backside, but it will be good fun. So there's lots and lots to do, lots and lots to think about, but I think that does look quite clean. I think that just the layering of colours, with all 3 of those colours close together, just gives the impactfulness of what we're trying to do as a theme park, rather than just looking at the white tables all the time. And obviously this is just a huge white snowy area anyway. This allows us for more expansion, because don't forget the Home Alone house, that's a big thing. The other sets that will be coming out, got to figure out then, I guess I just have to create a path with the buildings, because you can't really put white on white, and you wouldn't really use another colour for it, because you're supposed to be walking in snow. So I think putting white base plates down in hopper plates, I think that would just look wrong. So the one thing it is missing is a ride. The only thing that we could get away with saying, and if I can actually make it work, I'd love to do that, is the train. This is where the station is that takes you round as a tour, because we have got the train station up at the top and we have the track. So obviously at a lot of the theme parks you can get on a train and you basically do a full tour of the park, don't you? Now it would never be able to be motorised, I don't think, but I have absolutely no idea how I would be, if I'd have to put brackets on all of the wall, get these little L brackets, and then just have a load of straight track. The problem is, as everybody knows, is the curve. If they could give us a tighter curve, so I could just cut across the corner, not have to start the corner here and then come in front of the, it'd just be a big cute, it just wouldn't work. I could definitely down this side put all the track in a straight line, and I could easily go underneath. So I think it'd look quite nice if the track went over the top of that and underneath that. But then after that, you're in no man's land, because the track would then have to go on the green, and yeah, it would just get far too messy. So there is an option of trying to do something with a train for a tour, basically to nowhere at the moment, or we figure out a different winter ride or something like that. But for this, with regards to what I wanted to try and achieve with starting to get the base plates down, I said it would be a big one. I didn't expect it to be doing what we did and got what we got, and the base plates that we did and all that kind of thing. But it's always a nice surprise. But there is a plan in place, and I can't carry on with the base plates until this bit is sorted, and that is all to do with Batman. So because of how YouTube loves different bits and pieces, I can't have a huge title going sorting out every single base plate in my Lego room plus Batman, blah 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 blah. So this is where we're now going to stop. Keep your eyes peeled for the next expansion on the Batman, because like I said, got to get the 4 base plates in. If we can get the 4 base plates in, it's just chopping and changing and spinning things around, which then means we can make a really nice diorama up. And if we can't make a nice diorama up, well, we're stuffed, basically. So that is what's going to be happening next. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and catch you next one. Ta-da.